Hey, what's up? It's JC Jones, and guess what? You're tuned into Jigga Set Radio.
What you see now on the internet? Nah, I was listening to Jigga Set. Oh, I be listening to every show, keeping me all in the know on Jigga Set Radio. What you see now on the internet? Nah, I was listening to Jigga Set. Oh, I be listening to every show, keeping me all in the know on Jigga Set Radio.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to yet another great, amazing episode of Jigga Set Radio. We're here with yet another guest, and y'all, we getting up there. We bringing them in, y'all. Welcome to the stage, JC Jones, y'all. Y'all make some noise for him.
Hey guys, I'm here live and in the flesh. They got me here, guys.
Got him here. He was very modest initially because he wanted some water. And, he filled out a whole form and said alcohol. So,
I try to be as, demure, Southern gentleman as I can be. I don't want to let it all hang out at once.
Yeah, no, already. I'm here for it. So, we got you in the studio. Love your energy. You came in just busting with the vibes.
Oh, thanks.
And I just want to can you just let everyone else know, where you from? Let's talk about yourself a little bit.
Okay.
If you don't mind doing that.
Okay. Believe it or not, I actually grew up on a farm. I'm originally from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay.
I moved right out of college to Los Angeles, and I was there for 13 years before I moved to Dallas, which is where I am now. And I've been here maybe going on 2 years now.
Wow.
So, that's a little bit about me. I'm all about entertainment, content production, anything in front and behind the camera to entertain is what I do and what I love to do. Mm-hmm. And I love to make people feel good about themselves or see themselves in a different light. That's another thing that I just love to do.
Yeah, for sure. And so let's talk about the fact that you came from Shreveport and then...
He said a farm.
A farm.
Oh, yeah, a farm. Well, technically, Benton, Louisiana, which is maybe 30 miles north of Shreveport.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, the country.
The country.
Okay, the country.
I grew up in the country.
All right, so let's talk about the fact that you grew up in the country and then you went to the Mecca of cities, LA. So how was that translation or that transition for you?
Now looking back on it, I was naive as fuck. But actually going through it and actually being in it, I just really had this you might even call it delusion, but I think that anybody that has a dream or has a goal that they can't see or any form of faith requires some form of quote unquote delusion. But yeah. I really believe that was what I was meant to do, is to be there, to move there for entertainment. I didn't know anyone.
Yeah.
Literally went there by myself and was literally winging it.
Yeah.
Literally wung it. The wing was winging for a little while, for a good 13 years.
So when it comes to assimilation, right? When you're trying to fit in to the culture in LA versus what you were accustomed to in the country, did you feel you had to refer to yourself or ground yourself a lot over in LA because, LA be LAing and you have to find that balance in order for you to really give the character or the person that people want to see on screen.
Well, the crazy thing about it is I went when I was 20, about to be 21. So I spent all of my 20s in LA. Mm-hmm. And when I say I was naive, I was super naive, to the point that I literally took everything at face value, what people said, I literally took it to heart, everything. But in that, in the course of me being there and going through that and kind of maturing through that, I had to grow up. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of lessons were harder than others. Yeah. A lot of the lessons made me cry more than some made me happy. But, ultimately, I think that it forced me to discover who I was, if that makes sense. Because I couldn't hide from anybody or for anything. There was nobody to hide around or hide for, under. I had to be myself and figure out who myself was.
Yeah.
So that's what I credit LA for doing, is getting me out of my comfort zone to where I was in a box, where I didn't fit into a place where it's super overwhelming, to me forcing myself to figure out, okay, who are you? Because if you go to LA and you don't know who you are, LA will make it for you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You'll end up very quickly becoming what you once despised, and becoming jaded and stuff. And I always told myself that I never wanted to be that person. I always wanted to stick and be the person that I always have been, no matter how people have treated me or what obstacles I came up against. I never wanted to have a heart of resentment.
Yeah.
Because ultimately it like blocks your own blessings.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
But it took me a while to learn that, child.
Yes.
It didn't just happen right there. I didn't just get this whole evolution and evolve with this mindset overnight. It's been some years in therapy.
Oh, yeah. We talk about therapy a lot on the show, guys. So
it's funny how everybody that comes in talks about therapy.
That's a good thing.
Well, therapy is amazing because you wasn't talking about it as a black person some years ago, right? When I was younger, it was like the taboo thing to do.
Yeah.
But it's great that we're talking about it now.
Yeah, it's definitely more mainstream and more socially acceptable.
The stigma is being
reduced. You're right.
Yes. I mean, we still have our the OGs out there that still don't believe it.
And take it to the Lord in prayer. Keep it there.
Pray it away.
So, thank you for sharing that, by the way. So the culture in LA, of course, that if you don't come in with being grounded and know who you are, at least a good version of yourself, then you can't be lost in that shuffle, right?
Oh yeah, because I was lost. But then the beauty of it is like you can become lost and then you become found. The ultimate goal is to find yourself, but a lot of people get stuck in the lost.
Yes,
they get stuck in the everyday circumstances because LA is expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people don't know if you're going out to be an actor or anything in entertainment. Like if you're not working right then, you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
So you're basically like a subcontractor to a lot of things.
Right.
I mean, to most things actually. So with that being said, like just keeping up that creativity while still trying to maintain and survive can be a lot on anybody, any regular person.
Right.
So you have to be a special type of person, i.e. determined and have the faith to see things as they aren't to really like be successful. I feel like in anything, especially entertainment in LA.
Yeah. So with from what I've heard, I've never lived in LA. I've just, I go back based off what you guys say. That when you guys go out there and when you land these gigs, whatever that may be, like that comes with a lot of different clauses. Certain things can happen, like it could fall through last minute, you be without a job, and then with this the strike that just ended not too long ago, like people were without jobs for weeks, months. Maybe even higher than that.
Months.
And then it being released that some people even got like 6-cent checks and very minute, just like almost disrespectful type of checks.
Why did you even print it? Wasted the ink and the paper.
It's more to print it than it is to pay me,
So in those type of situations, what does an actor do? Because remember you said you came in and you had like a version of yourself, and you had to re-evolve along the way. So like when you have the like modern day scenarios like that, what do you do to stay mentally sane?
Pray.
Pray it away.
That's the first thing you do is take it to the Lord in prayer, okay? Keep me near the cross, Lord, honey.
Yeah.
But after you pray, you got to faith without works is dead, honey. So you got to put some action behind that prayer, Right. But for me, I leaned into my other like talents, so that's how I got into photography.
Okay.
So, because I had like jobs and like I worked at Bloomingdale's and saw the Atari Ferragamo and Michael Kors and stuff like that, but that wasn't necessarily like feeding my creativity and what I actually want to do.
Right.
So I told myself if I'm going to have a job, then I need to have something that is like going to be parallel to what I'm actually trying to do in life, ultimately. Yeah. So that's how photography came into mind. And, photography, it's not just about snapping a picture. Like you have lighting, you have composition, you have creative direction. Like for me, or any other real photographer, I feel like it takes a lot of thought and mental, mental power. You know what I'm saying? To like conceptualize these ideas and to come up with something new every time and be trendy and stuff. So that has forced me to stay on top of what I'm doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I do it for other people.
Right.
And then two, being able to shoot other people, I'm able to understand everybody's role, does that make sense?
Yes.
Because I can never teach you how to do something that I don't know how to do or I've never done.
Right.
So the fact that I've been in front of a camera, I've been shy, I've been uncomfortable. So that's how I'm able to kind of parlay that into me shooting other people and getting the best out of them.
Mm-hmm. And what's typically like your process? So you're at a shoot, and you you come across someone that is nervous. It's not giving that fluid energy that you need to capture the right moment. So that's what it's about, like capturing those right moments. So like, what would you say to help the person relax?
So it's not necessarily something that I would say. I feel like this is so random, but I think that God gave me the gift to make people feel comfortable very quickly, and I think that I've developed that over time, shooting especially.
Yeah.
I think that taking pictures, in case nobody has taken up pictures, it is very awkward to be in front of the camera. It is like, I don't care if you've taken pictures your entire life. Every time you jump in front of a camera, it is very awkward.
Yeah.
And even more so for people that don't normally take pictures.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I have to, I'm so glad this what you said about me walking in. I have to come in with the energy already and the vibe already.
Right.
Because it's already awkward. So I have to come in and bring and shift whatever energy is in there. And I just try to make the people, whoever I'm shooting, feel like my best friend.
Yeah,
like we've known each other for 10 years. Like, girl, wait, what? But I understand. So I understand how it feels to be nervous and awkward. So that's why I try to be like overly nice, but like real at the same time, because I really do genuinely care. Yeah. So,
okay. So we're still here with JC, y'all, and we're still happy to have him here with us, and he's dropping a lot of gems already. Because we about a little way through this interview, conversation. We don't use the I word here; it's conversation. And so we did encourage him to go live. So if you guys are watching, he's trying to get it together.
I'm trying to get it together, y'all, on this live.
You said this was your first time going live.
This is my first time going live. I'm on an interview, guys. This is my first time going live, or one of my first times. I never go live.
Yeah.
So thank you for cracking my cherry with going live. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for that.
So we never touched.
I can't hear you because I'm doing an interview.
So we never touched on. You say you moved out to LA and you were out there for 15 years. So how 15 years, right?
13. Well, might as well 15. 13, 15.
You like to
ish.
It's in that ballpark. So I'm gonna say you deemed as young. Like, how old are you considered?
How do I look?
Well, if I were to say it right off the bat, I would say you're about 26, 27.
Woo, praise God, that's 10 years off. I'm doing something right. No, I am. I just turned 35 in September.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah,
I definitely wouldn't have known.
Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. He is a way maker and a miracle worker. He is.
So you talked about you're in the realm of entertainment. I know that you have hosted some things here in Dallas as well. So talk through the Dallas things. We talked about where you were from. Then we talked about LA a bit, but let's talk about your Dallas experience now.
Okay, so I wanted to move to Dallas because COVID and everybody was like trying to figure out what is their next major move in life. I think everybody during COVID like had to figure out, okay, like what am I really doing with my life? You know what I'm saying? Right. So I was no exception. I wanted to move to Dallas because it's 2 hours away from my hometown, Shreveport. Right. And I felt like Dallas was like an untapped market. And I'm known in LA for throwing these super elaborate parties. One of my best friends, or my best friend, is Adrienne Maloof from the Housewives of Beverly Hills. So, she's a billionaire, so she spares no expense. And I produce her parties. I produce parties every year for Christmas and Halloween. I'm actually going there next week. Next week to do the Christmas party, you know? So it's really become a thing, and I wanted to bring that to Dallas. And so I've noticed how everything is like so segregated in Dallas and so cliquish or whatever like that. And I'm the type, I'll party with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if you're like the richest billionaire in the world or if you're like the hoodest nigga on the street. Like, I can get along with everybody. Like, I'm a vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I wanted to bring that vibe to Dallas. And so one of the first parties I did was the Black Beverly Hills party for my birthday. It was an all-white party. I made the space look like the Beverly Hills Hotel. And it was something like really different. Over 200 people came. And I just kind of like parlayed, and like the most recent thing that I've done other than my grand opening is during Juneteenth, I did a actual mansion party. You did? Exactly. An actual mansion party. Not just talking about it was a mansion party. Not just advertised. It was an actual mansion party, okay? And you were there, so you're my witness. So with that being said, over 400 people came.
Yeah.
Over 400 people came.
Yeah.
And so that really got me to thinking like, okay. And then also, let me be completely honest and transparent.
Okay.
I reached out to a lot of people to help me work on that party for Juneteenth.
Okay.
And nobody wanted to work with me.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. But I will say that it got me to really thinking about, okay, no one is really willing to work with me because I guess they see me as competition. Okay. Which, I mean, there's enough money for everybody. You know, it is what it is. Like, we can work together, make it even more money, but whatever. That's either here or there. But I noticed that all these promoters that I was trying to work with, like, you would have a party that goes on this day for X amount of weeks, and then the venue switches. Mm. And then it gets going just a little bit at this venue, and then that venue switches. Yeah. And I'm like, well, wait, why is these venues always switching? It's because they don't own them.
Right.
They don't own them.
Yeah.
So, and 9 times out of 10 is somebody, the person that owns the venue is not gay and they're not black. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm just like, well, why hasn't nobody thought to get their own venue?
Yeah.
And that's how I came up with House of Jones. Gotcha. House of Jones is a 6,500 square foot studio and event center. That is right in the heart of Dallas. We were right by the Galleria. We just had the grand opening this past Tuesday, which almost took me out, child. But I'm here. I wanted to create a space that, you know, Black queer people especially could come to and not have to worry about somebody trying to haggle them for prices or overcharge them. Or, you know, I wanted to have an inclusive space that, you know, that anybody could use. And so even, you know, I just had, I'm coming from my studio because I just had a rental for a party last night it's working. Yeah. And I feel like there's a need that has been there, but it just took someone that wasn't ego driven, I feel like, to really make that push, you know, because I'm all about helping other people. Yeah. Somebody help me. So why can't I help somebody else? And I get so much joy from helping other people. Right.
So is the culture in LA, and I'm ignorant to this, is the culture in LA where the people that were you renting these venues out, they are owned by individuals that promote?
In LA or Dallas?
In LA. I know Dallas, you talked about it, is rent. A lot of places are rented, but in LA, is that not the case? Or
well, you know what? Honestly, and I'm just really thinking about it, there are not many Black queer owned, especially Black male queer owned venues, like across the community.
Okay.
Like across you think across the US of A and probably even like the world, like I can't even, to be honest, name one. Like you think of LA, like the Abbey, all those are owned by white gay men. Yeah. You know, if they are gay, they're white. Yeah. You know, and if they're not gay, they're straight and white. You know, so you know, there's not. I know that I am making history with what I'm doing, and I'm. You know, when you're the first person to do something, you get a lot of like pushback and stuff. But you know, it comes with the territory. But I do know ultimately that what I'm doing is helping other people. Absolutely. And if nothing else, if somebody sees me and it's like, okay, well, he did it, so maybe I can do it. Right. That's what I did it for.
Yeah. So that's what we were all about here, is paying it forward at JSR Media. And so thank you for that insight.
Yeah. I mean, if we're not paying it forward and helping other people, what are we doing? Like, for real. I mean, I've gone to every club. I've clubbed, you know, enough to not club again in my life. You know, I've done everything. I've shopped, gone to red carpets and everything. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I get the most joy and satisfaction out of making someone else happy. Right. And knowing that I contributed to that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm here for that. So we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to dive into fashion, more of the photography realm. But at the moment, we're going to allow some words from our sponsors. So we'll get back into it in a second. And we're black. And we're back. And we're black. Back in the mix, y'all. We're back from break. And we were just diving into the realm of JC, right? And we've had some really interesting conversations. Assimilation from coming from the country to LA to Dallas, noticing the culture in each of the cities and knowing how important it is, especially in our group, our culture, and our what is that I'm looking for? Go culture and
Community.
That's what it is. Wow. I was looking through all the other C's. Couldn't get that one. How important it is. I am praying about it to our God. Oh, geez. And anyway, so just understanding how important it is to being able to own your own things, because you're able to control a lot of the content, the crowds, and the things that come through, and really paying it forward, which we always do here on JSR. So, and that kind of sums up the first half. So,
come on, first half.
We're back. And so we want to dive into your experience in the realm of fashion. Mm-hmm. And so let's talk about that for a bit, because I know that, you became a photographer, and you did that in an extension of you being in the realm of entertainment.
Yep.
And so being introduced to the realm of fashion, how was that process?
So I think my earliest introduction into fashion, just in general, was like Sundays. My mom was a church musician, and my grandparents were like super big in the church, like officials in the church. So Sunday was like always like a fashion show, especially for the women in my family, and they always dressed like to the nines. So I guess that's kind of where I get my fashion sense from. I'm very like classic, traditional, but like with an edge, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I do think a lot of things that I wear, like everybody can't wear them, but it's still like it just matches my personality. So I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I don't know. I just try to be as classic but trendy at the same time. Timeless is the best word to use for my sense of style. Timeless. So I just try to make sure that I'm clean cut and just, that's kind of my thing.
Yeah. Okay. So when is there a difference when you do photo shoots for like maybe just on set for something versus like photo shoot for like fashion shows? Is there a different approach you'll take when you have those clients, when you get hired for those?
Well, I've noticed I don't like to do events, and I'm not doing those anymore.
Okay.
Please God, I've let that go.
Okay.
In Jesus' name. Yeah, I mean, you got to figure out. I mean, there's so many different types of photography, and just because you can do one type doesn't mean you can do them all.
Yeah.
So I just stick to my ministry. I like a more controlled environment.
Yeah.
With an event, there's so many different variables that could go wrong, from lighting to people to anything could go wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if and I guess this is the Virgo in me. I'm a little bit low-key controlling and bossy. I've been told. I don't know where that comes from, but just threw that in there. But I've been told that a time or two.
When's your birthday?
September 10th. I'm a real Virgo. Like a real Virgo.
Okay, so pause, granddad. What makes that?
Not granddad, child.
What makes that a real Virgo? I'm just curious, because I'm a real Capricorn. So what makes that a real Virgo?
So my sun, moon, and something else is all Virgo, or whatever it is.
That sounds dangerous.
Moon and your
rising. I think it's all Virgo.
Oh wow. Oh, you are.
I'm like a real Virgo.
Wait a minute.
Like through and through, honey.
Wait a minute.
Through and through.
There's only one other person that I can think of off the top of my head that's like that.
Beyonce?
For sure.
Well, you said it, not me.
You call the name.
And then, I could call a few more: Michael Jackson, Jennifer Hudson, Jada Pinkett Smith. The list goes on. J.C. Jones.
I didn't know the one before yours was there, but okay.
Yeah, Jada's there. She's there. Look at the way that she acts. You can kind of tell. Very stoic.
Shout out to you.
Get it back into the flow.
So you don't prefer or do not want to do events anymore. But like,
no.
When you go into photo shoots, like, how is that different from your past work when you did do other type of photography, capturing moments? How is it different?
I have more control. Like, I can control the lighting. I can control the space. I have more. It's just about control ultimately. Like being in a studio, I can control the elements. Being on location or like at an event, I never know what I'm getting myself into when I'm walking into an event. They can have the best intentions to tell you what's going on, but it never really works out that way.
Yeah.
And you end up having to like just trying to like kind of wing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I've learned that my niche is in studio photography, or like just kind of like not an event. You know what I'm saying? It could be lifestyle, fashion, anything like that, but it's not an event, because to me, like, photography and me shooting people is like a dance.
Okay.
You know, like that person has to trust me enough to take their images or be comfortable enough to let themselves down. And most times in a way that they've never done it before.
Right.
Because my specialty and my gift, I feel like that God has given me is being able to bring things out of people that they may have always wanted to bring out of themselves, or is there that they didn't know that they had.
Right.
So that's kind of that's what I think separates me from most, if that makes sense.
So is that, would you say this statement is true, that the power of the lens combined with your very energetic personality allows you to really create art in those moments?
Oh, most definitely. If you ever come to one of my shoots, you think I'm animated now, child. You need to come to a shoot because I be yelling, bitch, work, go, man. I be going like, but what people don't realize is that sometimes when they in that photo shoot, that's the first time somebody ever hyped them up like that, and they start feeling themselves, like, you know what I'm saying? And like, just to see somebody transform and coming in being like so nervous to now you're in hair and makeup and then it's like setting, like you turn into a whole entirely different person. You know, I think that does something for people.
Because sometimes like coming from not having it, you know, as far as hair and makeup, and it's not a part of your daily routine. You get into, wow, they're doing my hair.
It's a whole moment.
It's almost whimsical, right?
Now we're ready for you.
Right. You got people waiting on you and shit.
Waiting on you.
Hell yeah.
And that definitely
it feeds into your ego.
It definitely does. It gives you something to strive for when you get there. Now you said, now I got to fucking show up.
And that's on period.
I got to.
Right, and you have to. And then I've also seen like the opposite, where people come in and they think they about to kill it.
And they flop.
And it's a fucking flop.
Wait a minute.
It's a fucking flop. Child.
So what is that like, speaking as a photographer, right? Mm-hmm. What is that like? Because I know what it's like as a director.
So dealing with a lot of these girls, I'm just going to say these girls. Dealing with a lot of these girls, I'm the first person that I've become the person that people come to when they need a new look, especially for social media, or they need something to go viral or something like that. I've become known as the influencer's influencer, if give or take or whatever. So if you may. But with that being said, once there's been some people, more than one, this is how I know I'm good at what I do, that once they start taking the pictures of me, their little personality start changes. They start for real feeling themselves because they really think that's what they look like. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I tend not to edit, or try not to edit my pictures, but you know, some need a little nip, tuck, tweak, shaping, liquefying, and you know, all of the contour and all the above. But it's all a fantasy, so you can never get caught up on thinking, okay, well, bitch, damn, this is how I look, and you start treating the damn photographer bad.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Yeah. But that has happened. And also, too, going back to your point, where it is a lifestyle. Some people that don't ordinarily do that as their lifestyle, and they try to get into like doing the social media thing, doing the influencer thing, which I have a lot of clients that, you know, pay me a monthly retainer and I do all of their creative direction and posts and stuff like that and create their brand and image on social media. But a lot of people that get into that for the first time, they start to realize like, oh my God, this is really work. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, girl, this is not no motherfucking game.
I think it's easy.
Like, I don't think so. Like, a typical shoot for me, like if I had a client, like, and what I try to do is I try to work smarter than harder. So I will take 8 hours of a day, and we about to shoot as many different looks, hair, makeup changes, clothes, all of that, to make it look like, you know, we have a month's worth of content, so we don't got to shoot every other week or something like that.
Right.
But that's work to maintain.
Absolutely.
It is work to get up and have your makeup done and your hair. Mentally, it's fucking draining. Mm-hmm. You know, the mental toll that it takes on you to have to perform like that. So a lot of people think it's easy to take pictures and post and do all of that shit and whatever, but it's not as easy as people think that it is or that it looks. Yeah. It's not. It's literally a lifestyle.
Yes.
Just like working out. Somebody going to the gym wanting to get in shape. You can't go to the gym for a month and be like, okay, I'm good. My body's great. I'm fine.
Right.
No, it's a constant thing. You got to keep working it. You got to develop. You got to start eating right. It's in your lifestyle. It's a lifestyle change.
And not only that, but you also have to be open to challenging yourself.
Oh yeah,
you won't grow.
And a lot of people, oh my God, like changing hair on girls that have had the same hairstyle for the last 10 years, and I've never worn a weave or a wig before. Well, girl, you ain't got enough hair to blow in the wind, boo. We trying to like give you a look, honey. We trying to give you glam. You know, girl, that little thing ain't gonna do it. Your hair's stiff, boo.
What was
it? Stiff, what? Yours is stiff everywhere. Yours is stiff everywhere, girl. It ain't even moving. So we need to add a little. It's giving box cut, don't move, gel down. You know, we needed some flow. We need some Vidal Sassoon up in there. You know. So you know, you sometimes you have to. And you're not all, and as for me, I'm not always looked on as the, what do you call it? The nicest person in the beginning either, especially when I'm trying to get somebody to come out of their comfort zone. Okay. That's a very, slippery slope because you got to be just enough aggressive, but still gentle at the same time. Be like, well, okay, girl, now look.
Passive
aggressive, but still make them think that this their idea.
Yes.
It's like, well, look, girl, why don't you just try this on? We'll just do like a couple pictures. If you don't like it, we can just change it. Meanwhile, that's the one that you like the most. But I knew it the whole time. So, it's kind of thinking ahead. And, you got to be a visionary. When I say visionary, I see things before they happen.
Yeah.
And I know that may sound weird.
Oracle.
Well, I mean, I know it may sound weird, but that is literally... Okay, and not to get all like deep or whatever like that, but like God is a creator. God is the ultimate creator. So when I create is when I feel like the closest to God. And for me, if I was to take your picture right down, it's like I will have like this little Raven Simone moment. That's a Raven moment where it's like I go like into my mind, like, okay, like I'm like, and it's like I see what it is, and I have to have that ability to like see and do it quickly.
Yeah.
So that is definitely a gift to, see it before it happens, and I feel like if I can see it, I can make it real.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So do you feel like that ultimately, and like you said, it's not about a competition, just understanding the difference in creativity. Do you feel like that attribute sets you apart from a lot of photographers out here?
I do. I don't feel like I'm the best photographer. Mm-hmm. Shit, I taught myself. I didn't go to any like school or anything. And that's another thing. Like, I don't, if you want to do something, just do it. You can figure it. I figured it out along the way. Actually, I've always loved entertainment and photography and visuals and stuff like that. But I kind of fell into photography because I dated a famous photographer. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And realized that I was basically helping on all of the shoots. I'm like, well, damn, I'm fucking producing these shoots. And wait a minute, you need me to do this. And so why can't I just do this myself? Like, I'm like, wait a minute. And so I realized then that my personality, and at the time in order for you guys to understand what I'm talking about, I have to like say it, but like, the guy that I was dating was not comfortable with his sexuality. Mm-hmm. So that boxed him in to where granted, I wasn't as comfortable, but I was more comfortable than him.
Yeah.
So I could go up to a girl and be like, girl, do like this, girl. And that would make them feel comfortable. And that was something that he didn't have. Mm-hmm. And so it made me understand and realize the gift that I did have. And like, okay, well, I can actually do this myself.
Right.
And so like the time took him, maybe 10 plus years to get where he's at. It's taking me like 2 or 3. Mm. Literally, if that long. And that's how I know, like, and that's why I tell people, do not let anybody discourage you from doing what you want to do, because what may be hard for somebody else may come to you like that.
Yeah.
And you just never know.
That's what it's for you.
And it's for you.
But everyone grows at different paces.
Exactly, You
stay in your lane, though.
Stay in your lane. Don't cross over into mine. You might get hit.
This is this is a great transition. With that being said, so being comfortable in your own sexuality, your own space, mm-hmm. How important is that in the industry of entertainment?
Well, I didn't know before. Before I was a serial people pleaser.
Okay, explain that.
Serial people pleaser.
For those that don't know.
So going to therapy, cereal. So with that being said, with therapy, I've learned that I did that. Basically, I was doing it subconsciously to hide or deflect from my sexuality. So if I did everything that you wanted me to do, or did it the way that you wanted me to do it, so that I felt like you would always like me.
Yeah.
In my relationships, or I had this mindset that my relationships were transactional, and it was based on something that I did, not realizing that I'm enough.
Yeah.
If I don't do shit else to have a friend, me being myself should be enough. I shouldn't have to do nothing for you. I shouldn't have to take you nowhere, buy you nothing.
Exactly.
Me being myself should be enough, and vice versa for somebody that's my friend. I shouldn't need anything from you. So feeling like me being myself and me coming to terms with being myself, I think is the reason why all of the success is happening to me now.
Mm-hmm.
Because before I was trying to be everybody but my damn self.
People pleasing.
Literally everybody but my damn self. If I thought that was going to make from my relationships to my family to everybody, if I thought that was going to make you happy, I morphed into that person. Literally.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point it's like, well, fuck, who am I?
Yeah.
And I really had to ask myself, like, who am I? And really, and I say all this like I've just been doing this my whole life, or I just got it all figured out. But child, over the last 7-8 months, I just got out of a breakup like 7-8 months ago.
Yeah.
Actually, right before the mansion party in June. But that forced me to figure out who I am.
Yeah.
It made me be like, okay, this relationship was a crutch. And mentally, you thought that you needed this relationship in order to move forward. And it was really all a delusion. I am enough on my own. And when I started like feeling that way and like really depending on God for validation, not my relationship, not my family, not my friends, but depending on God for my validation, that's when things started to change and shift.
Yeah.
So, and it sounds so cliche. They say, oh my God, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. But it's really the truth. Like that is really the key to opening up the power of who you actually are and are meant to be. You have to be yourself and be comfortable with yourself.
Well, also, not only that, but being comfortable with the growth that happens within when you actually get clarity and closure on certain situations. And I tell my audience all the time, I suffer from a Superman complex. It's literally what you just described. A people pleaser, just being
Imposter syndrome.
Oh
my God.
Being able to be there for everyone else. And then knowing that you actually are fucked up on the inside.
Right.
You're not willing to deal with your problems that you have inside of you. And so, which goes into...
And it's also like that's a coping mechanism, too, because you don't want to deal with yourself. So you feel like if I fix everybody else, I'm automatically going to fix myself. And it doesn't work that way.
It totally doesn't work like that. If anything, it makes it worse. Because you're suppressing it.
And then now you have resentment for that person that you helped because they don't understand or are grateful or appreciate it. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I've shared the story before, but I've had a situation to where I had a friend that was drunk and had to go out there and literally go help them change their tire because they were just too intoxicated to do anything. And so went out there and literally left the comfort of my own home and went out to all the way to North Dallas to help them change their tire or me change their tire.
They didn't have AAA?
No.
No insurance? No kind of roadside assistance?
No, maybe it's collision only. But
praise and bless the Lord. Bless it. Also, only your fault. Right, it's liability. Only if it's your fault. I heard that.
So,
it's cheaper than full coverage, you know. I have full. I'm covered from bumper to bumper. Bumper to bumper.
Only do it. But,
and gap insurance, as a matter of fact, too.
Yes. And so I went all the way up there. I said, I don't mind doing something for someone today.
Right.
That's how I packaged it. Right? And that's what got me into trouble. Because a lot of times when we go out our way to do something for someone else, we don't sit there and evaluate. Okay,
but would this person do this for me if I was in this same position? And me being a business owner has made me say no.
Yes, the power of no.
The power of fucking no.
Yes.
Because people, honey, will try to use the fuck out of you.
Yes.
But when you need them, they're not going to try to help you.
Nope.
And I have learned that from my building, like, again, promoters that come up to me trying to use my building. Oh, well, XYZ. Okay, I'll tell them the price. They were like, well, we was thinking, $100. $100?
The light bill.
Bro, that's not, baby, my light bill $600 a month, honey, okay? Like, that ain't shit. Like, that ain't even the water bill. Like, So with this, but that being said, my DJ that I had originally booked ended up having an emergency backed out at the last minute for my grand opening.
Right.
I called them because one of them is a DJ. Like, hey, like, can y'all DJ this? Like, this is great. It'll be great exposure. Like, we're shooting a major network reality series. Like, I'll make sure that you're featured. This is a great thing. This is a great look, They told me $800.
Because the DJ's going to get their money. We talked about this before.
I'm just like, well, I'll go another route.
Yeah.
It's no worries because it wasn't the money.
It was the opportunity.
It was the opportunity and the principle of it because not even a month ago, y'all came over to me telling me that y'all don't have this and y'all don't have this and you just want me to help and work with y'all or whatever. And I was willing to do it out of the goodness of my heart. But then when the coin flips, you ain't trying to help me do nothing. And then the crazy part is, it's not even helping me. It's you helping yourself.
Right.
Through helping me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
But that is a major, if I had to describe one thing or difference between LA people and Dallas people, that is the biggest thing. Like, LA people, I will say, go after their opportunities. They look at it for what it is. Like, okay, I might not be getting paid for this, but like, what is the opportunity? I might be in the room with this person, or I can network, or I cannot tell you how many things and jobs I have gotten just for being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
It ain't even about my talent. Let me tell you, Janae Ayoko, her video. I was just so happy to be in LA or whatever, because I had moved. I come back just to visit my best friend Adrian in Beverly Hills or whatever, and this girl that I knew. But I had shot her pictures for her just on GP. You know what I'm saying? Randomly. She was like, oh, well, I know this girl, she's casting for this Janae Aoko and future music video. They need some people. I'm like, it's like, are you available? It's only like $100. I'm like, well, girl, I'll do it or whatever, because I looked at the opportunity.
Right.
Child, I went as like background. Anybody else be like, bitch, background. I was on Glee. I was on this. Bitch, I'll be damned if I'm background. But girl, like, you can't always be humble. I went there as background and ended up being her main love interest in the damn music video. Based on just me taking a chance. Yeah. And people here in Dallas, it's so frustrating because I pride myself on providing opportunities for other people. I pride myself on that. That really, really makes me happy or makes me feel fulfilled to know that I've done something to help somebody move forward.
Right.
And people here, if you ain't paying them right then, if you ain't paying them, if you ain't doing this, if you ain't doing, they don't got time for it. Bitch, you just missed out on a whole motherfucking opportunity.
Right.
Because you ain't willing to jump outside of your comfort zone of what you think is right. And what you think is right or protocol is subjective to what it really is ultimately.
Right.
So let me play devil's advocate for a moment, right?
Yeah.
So with saying that, right, stepping outside of your comfort zone and then looking at the opportunity, right? But also, being an artist and then also being a human that have to survive, right? Mm-hmm. So, you approached me about this opportunity to come and work your event, and I give you my rate. Look, I know that, ain't no other jobs coming in right now. My rent due tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So I give you this price because this is what my fucking rent is. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, can we not be like, ooh, all right, well, damn, if this person gave me this price, well, can we not be objective and see that maybe they gave me this price because they like the pins on it?
Well, here's the thing, child. I'm not no mind reader, and I don't think most people are. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm not going to ask somebody to do something that either I haven't done or I haven't experienced or I don't know nothing about. Okay? Giving the example, I'm a real artist. I have been homeless. you would never know that unless I told you right now. Like, I've been homeless at the heights of my, people think I'm on red carpets and shit, and bitch, I don't got nowhere to live. I'm sleeping on my friend's couch. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the reality of most of these things. So every day is a struggle to survive. Every single day. But it ultimately comes down to, okay, either I do this or I take a chance on this. And there's a possibility that something good could come from her, or I don't do it and there ain't no possibility at all.
Right.
And that's how I look at shit. You know what I'm saying? And if ultimately at the end of the day, if I did something, and just granted it's not oh my God, you know how many if you only knew the celebrities that I've taken pictures for that do not pay me. Because they quote unquote don't see the value in what I do, or they right my what exactly.
Well, it's like the same way as an actor.
They don't see the value in what, but I've created the brand that you are, portraying on social media. You know what I'm saying? So, but you have a problem with paying me $1,500. You have a problem with tagging me on the picture, and you ain't pay for it. You got a problem, it's like shit like that. So, but what I've had to understand is, and I'm not gonna say nobody's name or nothing like that, but I have to say this so you understand like the context. So there was a person that somebody I was shooting from Bravo, and I shoot a lot of people on Bravo, so you don't know who it is. And so the girl wasn't paying me, child, and I started to feel some type of way. That's how, the enemy will come in, like, well, this bitch ain't paying me. She paid $30,000 for a motherfucking person. This bitch can't play me. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever like that. And then I'm just like, you know what? I could really look at this as this bitch is using me, or I could change my perspective and be like, I'm using this bitch. And when I switched my perspective, I had to realize, okay, well, girl, I'm around all of your friends. I'm around all of the production. I'm around all of these people, and I have a great personality, bitch. Let me use you to my advantage. And that's what the fuck I did. And so it's all about your mindset and how you approach every situation. I know that for me, just being in the room is enough for me. Because I know I'm gonna work it.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody gonna know who I am by the time we leave this room. If I'm in a room, especially if I'm the only black person in the room.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love it. A lot of people get intimidated, but I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Because I shine. I love those types of situations because they really prove. They make you step up to who you're supposed to be.
Challenge.
It challenges you. Yeah. A lot of people don't take the challenge.
Exactly. That's what we talked about earlier. The segue was the challenge, right?
But it's a challenge, honey. And it's a challenge, and it's a challenge on your perspective, how you see things, your perspective. Because, it just depends on how you look at it. I try, and also too, me taking this girl's pictures for free, I didn't look at it as I'm not getting paid. Shit, my rent is due. I have 2 sons that need shit. I got shit that's going on. And you know what I'm saying? But I have to look at it as, okay, so this is experience for me.
Exactly.
Not only that, me shooting her, I was around all of this behind the scenes production stuff. So I learned a lot of shit that you wouldn't normally see or know. And so now with me shooting a show right now for a major network, I'm able to just kind of fall right in place and really slide because for so many years, I've seen the behind the scenes of how this shit works.
Yep.
And that's the blessing in it all, is that it's hidden in disguise, but it's up to you to keep going to see what the end is going to be. Don't get discouraged and stop right when you think it's not looking how you think it's going to go. Because 9 times out of 10 never going to go how you think it's going to go. That's just the reality of the situation.
8, 9 times, I think it's 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, it just never does.
So would you say that being able to leverage your personality is an asset?
Yes, and I'm going to take it even a step further. Being a non-threatening black man.
Okay.
And there is such a thing. Has definitely, and being able to leverage that has definitely taken me places that I think otherwise, if I if I didn't articulate or speak the way that I speak, or dress the way that I dressed, or have my personality, if I didn't have that, it wouldn't have taken me anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think my personality is actually better than my talent, to be honest with you, and that's what's really gotten me so far. Is the fact that I'm a genuine ass person. If I really care about people, you know, I have a heart of gold, and don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Then you think I'm crazy, but but I will love you to the end of time. Like, I'm a very loyal person. And so I think that shines through, and I don't be wanting nothing from nobody. I think that's another big thing too. Like, I don't need you to do shit for me.
Yeah.
Cause I think I'm better than you, to be quite as kept. You know what I'm saying? I think it takes a strong person to be able to humble themselves to let somebody else shine.
Yeah.
And I used to do that all the time. And I'm learning not to dumb myself down for other people to shine and just to be myself. But, it takes a strong person to dim your light so another person doesn't feel so inferior against you, Yeah. But I've learned that doesn't work either. You just got to be your damn self.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we talked about the various experiences you've had about leveraging your personality, being a non-threatening black man in this industry.
And two, I learned that just being a non-threatening black man, just being in LA, and I credit my Adrian Malouf, my billionaire friend, because she made me realize how different I was in a good way. She really took me under her wing and really, and it's not about any money. It's not about anything like that or anything that she possesses or anything. She vouched for me.
Yeah.
And it says a lot about a person when a person will bring you into their world and compliment the fuck out of you in front of other people and try to push you on other people. I'm like, well, damn, girl, I don't know what.
Catch my breath first.
Right. I don't know one black person that's done that for me yet.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
I have learned how to navigate these, situations, because ultimately, everybody loves black people.
But don't want to be black.
It's just, do you feel inferior? Does that black person make you feel inferior or not?
Yeah.
That is the key. But if you can make them feel comfortable enough to want to come and ask you questions, come and want whatever, and they don't feel you good.
Yeah.
You good. And that's really the trick to everything, is making people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Especially in the entertainment.
Oh, especially in the entertainment industry. Because everybody, quote, the connotation or the perception is that everybody is a vulture and everybody's out to get you. So if you come in as a genuine person and really are genuine, then that shines through anything.
Right.
So
1,000%. So to caveat that though, so with making others feel comfortable with your genuine personality, there's definitely a pitfall in that.
Oh yeah.
What is that like for you?
Everybody wants to be my damn friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't be wanting to be everybody's friend. In fact, I don't be wanting to be nobody's friend at all. But I make people feel so fucking comfortable that it starts out as a business thing, but then you really want to be my friend because I'm a vibe. But then bitch, I don't want to be your friend. This is just whatever. And then it gets caught up into this friend. Am I doing this as a friend or a favor? Or is this really a business thing? That is my big pitfall that I'm trying to work on.
So boundaries.
Boundaries, honey. Boundaries.
It comes up a lot on the show.
It comes, baby. If I can learn how to set my own boundaries and keep them and be okay with them, I'd be all right. But for me, I'm such a giver. Mm-hmm. And I'd be thinking, well, damn, I would want somebody to help me too if I was in that position. And I'd be like, fuck. Well, go on and do it. I would have gone and do it, girl. Don't even work. But it's to my demise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I have since learned, and it's so funny, I've just started saying this actually recently, this affirmation that I will always do what's best for me. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, child. Unfortunately, I have to do what's best for me, because ultimately, who's going to advocate for me if I don't do it?
Exactly.
No one, literally.
You always put yourself first.
You have to. And I thought that was very selfish, and I didn't think that was actually a good way to be, but you have to, because people will use you.
it goes back to our Superman complex topic, because you think about how you just not even thinking will just up and just go and just fly out to someone and help them, and like not having those boundaries. You just want to be present and be the good guy.
I was Captain Save a Hoe for real.
Yes.
And these niggas be out here, oh my God, you need help. Oh my God, that's my, I don't know, traced right to you like a magnet. I love a project. Used to love a project. I don't know more. But I'm not going to do no motherfucking projects no more, baby. You got to come already put together. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Assembly not required.
Assembly not required. Okay. This is not no motherfucking furniture I'm about to put together. Okay. At all. You need to be coming together, made right and whole.
Yes.
Okay. Because I can't do it no more. I'm getting too old. I know I look young.
You do.
What, you said 21?
I did.
Well, he said 26, baby.
So, with that being said, you're doing some great things in the community. You just opened up a new venue. Let's talk about that first.
Yeah, so it's called House of Jones. It's a 6,500 square foot content studio and event center. So we have, I have 5 different themed content rooms that you can come in and, with your own photographer, or either hire one of our photographers to come in to shoot you music videos, photo shoots, content for social media. We have a full service salon, a boutique and a showroom that we really target and look for Black designers. And we have in the back, which you wouldn't even know that it was there, and there's kind of like a speakeasy style 3,000 square foot event center.
Nice.
Which is bigger than most clubs on the strip.
Absolutely.
Actually, it's like 3 Misters. Just, to be accurate. Yeah. 3 or 4, So, but yeah, I wanted to do it because I wanted to be, and again, this goes back to my imposter syndrome that I talked to my therapist about actually recently. It's like, I don't be really thinking most of the time that I'm doing anything profound. Yeah. Because of the road it took for me to get there. Mm-hmm. People only see what I post, but they don't see me having to put together 25 sofas or 40 chairs and 20 tables all by myself with me, my little dog Ricky, and the Mississippi Mass Choir playing on the radio. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, Mississippi.
Hello. Because literally that's what got me fucked through. Hello, hallelujah. For real. Is that old school gospel. I'm not talking about no Kirk Franklin. I'm talking about some old school gospel. Some hymns. That'll take you in. Okay. You got to really know about them to know about them. Okay. So, but I made it look very easy. I was depressed. I felt overwhelmed as fuck. I'm like, oh my God, I have this big ass building. And I think at the time I was just like, okay, I got this building. This is going to be nothing, child. Well, child, I don't know how to hang wallpaper. And the wallpaper kept falling down. I'm ripping wallpaper off, and then that didn't work. Then this person quit, and the handyman put a chandelier upside down, and then my speakers never came in, and I'm dealing with deliveries. And then tried to argue me down that it was right. I'm like, this is not right. This is upside down.
I don't know no chandelier, but it just seemed like it was just simple math.
But child, I would think. It's a fucking picture, that shows you what it is. I'm like, bro. But just having to deal, it's a lot that went into, and shit. We're not even talking about the fucking money.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Hello. You know what I'm saying? I have not gone, and I don't really go out a lot as it is, but I really have not been going out just because, shit, I've been tired. Yeah. That is a lot to take on, not only physically, but mentally. People really forget, the mental tolls that things and projects and stepping out on faith takes on you. Yeah. It's hard. Absolutely. I'm not finna sit up here and tell y'all, oh my God, I just had the idea to just do this thing and it just fell in my lap and God just blessed me and it was oh my God, I had the right people, everything just worked out amazingly. No, child. In fact, child, it almost took me out a few times. Literally. I was running around like a sprayed roach. Literally. Okay, so, but I didn't stop.
Yeah, for sure.
Even when I didn't know that there was what I was going to do or how I was going to fix or how I was going to pay this or... Because it's expensive, I ain't lying. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Right. It ain't cheap, so with that being said, like I didn't give up, and now we're here where we are right now. So
yeah. Well, that's an amazing story, and y'all make some noise for him for coming on the show.
Hey.
And of course, we have to get the social media handle.
Let me say one thing, and I've never said this before, so I'm giving y'all an exclusive.
Okay.
So I don't even know if I can say this, but I'm gonna say this to y'all. I don't care. I've already signed a contract, so they can't do nothing. But my song "All Eyes on Me" is being featured in a new Noah's Ark movie that's coming out next year.
What is a new Noah's Ark movie?
Yes, it is, honey. So make sure that y'all support the new Noah's Ark movie.
Absolutely.
JC Jones, All Eyes on Me. The song is going to be featured very big in the movie. I'm very, very excited about that.
Okay. Make sure you send us the link so that we can put it in.
I will. And it's so big because you guys, for me, it's so monumental because Noah's Ark was like the first gay black thing that I actually saw like me, like ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? So me being younger, seeing that, and now to be a part of the movie, is major for me.
Yeah,
it's major. And which also, sorry, I'm going on and on. But that's another reason why I do what I do, is because it is important for me to display and show what a successful black gay man is. Because I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I had to figure it out on my own. Still trying to figure it the fuck out, to be honest with you. But for that next generation to have somebody to look up to, like, just because you're gay don't mean you have to go partying every weekend, be high on drugs every weekend, and fuck everybody that you know within a 10-mile radius.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you can be a successful business person. You can be about your business. You can love God. You can have great friendships and, great community, really do things to help other people. So it's just about perspective.
Absolutely.
And I'm done now. I'm sorry.
You're good. Well, I would definitely love to have you back on the show because there's some things we didn't even talk about, like the therapy situation.
Let's do it.
We got you. But before we end the show, like, again, tell the people where to follow you from.
Okay, so you guys can follow me. My personal Instagram is at JC Jones Official. Like, everything is JC Jones Official. TikTok, Twitter, everything. And the House of Jones Instagram is at House of Jones Co. And you can go to the website www.houseofjonesco.com.
All right, already. Well, y'all make some noise for JC. He has been a wonderful guest, and like I said, he would love to have him back if you want to come back.
Oh, I would love to.
Right.
I would love to come back. Yeah, I will. I'll come back.
Might come on site and do it.
Well, you know what? Look at God. Look at God. Look at God. Might want to go on and do that. Since we got a space. Hallelujah.
Since you got a space.
Come on,
we're going to use it.
Get in there real quick.
Well, we appreciate you guys enjoying it. It's been an amazing podcast with JC. And make sure you check us out with this podcast and the other podcasts we got on the website. And we are out, y'all.